Hello, I'm Mike Griffin. I'm the internship director at the Charlton College of Business at the University of Massachusetts, Dartmouth, and I'd like to talk to you about how to search for an internship. It is a difficult process. It isn't easy. Do not expect an internship to just fall into your lap. Most people have to work pretty hard in order to turn up a quality internship. First question I ask students is, do you have a plan? Like a salesman, you have to have a plan. You have to find an effective way to generate some leads. You need some internship leads so you can apply for some positions and find a high quality internship. What tools will you use? Will you use the internet to search? Will you go visit job fairs? Will you pass around your resumes and meet people? Will you talk to faculty and alumni and family and friends? Will you utilize your college career center? Will you send out unsolicited inquiries, like blast out a bunch of resumes? I think you should use all these tools. You need to have a bag of tricks with a diversified approach. Don't just rely on any one source. The search is really, a successful search is really contingent upon using a variety of sources in order to generate internship leads. You should know the system. Learn how companies recruit. How is it that they come into the process at your school in order to find good interns? Companies usually notify what I'd call school-to-work coordinators. They call them that in high schools. At universities, it's probably some type of guidance counselor, career development professional, like in my case, an internship director, or even a faculty within your major. But try to identify those those people in your school who know about your internships, and try to tap into that network. Also, keep your eyes open for job fairs and activities involving student organizations. Companies do attend job fairs at colleges, not only to recruit permanent employees, but to recruit internships. Companies set up a booth at these job fairs, and they'll accept your resumes. People there will be passing out, business cards. You should probably have your own business card, or certainly a real well done resume, ready to hand that to somebody at one of these job fairs. Job fairs are a great situation, great place for you to meet people and to generate some possibilities. Companies also send information to student organizations and student clubs on campus. They may also send a representative to a club meeting. So in our case, at our university, we have an accounting club, we have an investment club, marketing club, a student DECA organization, and an Enactus organization. And these are all active organizations. They have speakers coming in, and these are professionals from the field. Many times you can generate a lead out of that situation. Many students rely on company job portals because on company HR sites, they will post, organizations will post internship openings. Now, this happens in many cases where students will find a particular organization that they're interested in, and they'll log in and they'll see an internship there, and they'll apply online. Just keep in mind that there's hundreds of resumes being received this way. Two organizations come to mind for me that have these portals is Deloitte, the big CPA firm, and Hasbro, the large toy company. And we've had students find excellent internships with those organizations, apply for them, and eventually get accepted into those programs. But they're in there fighting for those positions with hundreds of other candidates. So, this is a good source. You should not ignore it. You should hunt around and search for within company portals. Pick out some companies that you're interested in, that have operations in your region, within commuting distance, let's say, and poke around in their job portals and apply for something that you see. But keep in mind that it's very competitive. You're in there with literally hundreds of other candidates, and then that way networking is so important. So if you know somebody within that company, try to alert them to the fact that you're applying for a position, and maybe they can grab your resume and get it in front of somebody. There are other web sources. There are internship websites. There are search portals, job search portals that, where you can find current postings. We at our university like to rely on Indeed.com. We've had a lot of success with that. And in Indeed.com, you can do your searches, almost like searching, like Googling for jobs. You can do your searches, and if you see that you're getting a good yield, you're getting a good number of postings that come up that seem to be appropriate to what you're looking for, I tell students to set up an email alert based on an effective keyword search. And that way, you'll be fed these searches every single day in a consolidated manner. And you can just kind of go through those and figure out what looks like a good opportunity for you and jump right on it. Do not let these get stale. Get on them right away and apply for anything that looks like it might fit your criteria. There is some learning that has to happen here. You may need some instruction. You may need to go to your career counselor or your career center and ask about, how do I do effective keyword searches? Using something like Indeed.com, or in our case, our university also uses a resource called CareerLink, and it's important for our students to learn how to navigate around these systems. So please spend some time learning how to do effective keyword searches. Play around with what field or major that you're looking within, the city or state, a certain mile radius around a chosen city or state. I tell our students in the region that we're in to look at a radius around Providence, Rhode Island, and a radius around Boston, Massachusetts, maybe a 30-mile radius around those metropolitan areas, or around the city of Fall River or the city of New Bedford. But you've got to reach out into areas where there's going to be some significant activity, some company headquarters, some areas where there's a great deal of commerce going on, so that you have a shot at getting a good yield on these searches. So learn how to be a good searcher via the internet. Check the dates on any search that you do. The age of the posting is important. In this PowerPoint slide that I'm showing right now, this is a search that yielded an interesting position with Amica Insurance, which is in Lincoln, Rhode Island, maybe about 40 minutes from our campus. And Amica has an excellent paid internship program. This one, when it was posted, was 2 days old. And I tell students, you see something like that, you want to jump on it. You don't want to let these get very stale or old. So check the day of the posting. If it's a few weeks old, you can still apply for it, but it's like accounts receivable. The older these things get, the less likely that they're going to yield anything. So make sure you hop on the young postings. Internship postings list the date, stating when the internship starts, and that's also important to keep those dates in mind. Postings may also show a deadline date, so be cognizant of that so you don't miss those dates. And then an important source of internship leads, very solid leads, can come from alumni. And you may want to play with LinkedIn, look for alumni on there, try to figure out if you can attend some events at school that incorporate alumni. A lot of colleges of business, for example, do bring their alumni back to campus for speaking engagements, for social networking opportunities, for forums, for panel discussions, conferences. Keep your eyes open for these things. At our university, we hold these kind of events. We hold them on campus. We hold them off campus at a property that has an incubator in it with startup firms. Great way to meet some people that are looking for help and that are alumni that want to advocate for you. Alumni like to advocate and like to take care of their own. So that's a very important source. Alumni associations can help facilitate this with some of their events. And frankly, alumni like to meet students. They like to see students. They like to see what's going on with the people that are coming out of college, the kind of talent that's there, and they would like to recruit you. So keep that in mind. Successful alumni can get your resume in front of the right people. That's powerful. Lastly, I can't say enough about this. You've got to network, network, and network. Just like real-world permanent jobs, over 50% of internship positions are never posted. That's a statistic I see over and over again. So you've got to get to know people in the field. You cannot sit back and not network. You have to find a way to network. Get out there and meet more people. How you're going to do that, I'm not sure. It's up to you. There's ways, as I've already mentioned, within the university, within the college, that can help facilitate this, like your active participation in student organizations and moving up in those student organizations and taking on more responsibility and leadership roles. You will definitely meet more professionals that way. But also just get out there and shake hands and meet people and visit companies and shadow people. If you know someone in the field, ask if you can shadow them for a day and you'll meet a host of people. I've heard students take on temporary job assignments, like through a temp agency, and get to meet people in an organization that way. So it's not real hard. You just have to get out there and do it and ask questions and be friendly. You need to tap into your family and friends and say, who can you put me in touch with? Who can you get my resume in front of so that I might be able to get an internship? Try these tricks or tools, and I'm sure you'll generate some great leads, and before too long, you'll be able to say, I landed an excellent internship.